Hey there, folks. How we doing? This morning, September 19th, Saturday, September 19th, 7:54 a.m. I've told a lot of you, and I've put it out publicly somewhere. Well, easy for me not to say. That I'd be involved doing some stuff off-world. Yeah, thanks for the affirmation. Lights going up and down. Actually, that was Queen Lily of the Fae. That's pretty interesting. She's hanging around. Anyway, back on topic. Yeah, it's early in the morning. I've been up for hours, but doesn't help any. Anyway, I told you, it goes on all the time, and it was time for me to listen. Thank you. To listen to Goode. Okay. Let's get down to business. He's awesome, man. How do you not love the guy? He's incredible. He's got great heart energy. He's real. Okay. Now, there's things I want to talk about now that you need to know about as well as him, because this information will go to him. Okay. He's being misled by some stuff which is totally innocent and done for a good reason. But I just don't go there. I realize I'm different than other people. I just see things as they are, frequency and everything else. When you can see the frequencies and everything, that's truth. That's what something is. Okay, there's no lies. There's no anything else like that. A lot of these folks we're starting to talk with and have been talking with for years, as far as the current public's conscious mind can grasp, because this has really been going on, like I said, for over 11 million years on this planet. Not others, just on this one. Remember, we're young. Okay. These folks called the Blue Avians, they're the children of the Antids that were on here on this planet. They evolved. It's a branch of them that evolved over time, a little separately, a little differently, but very much the same. They're really unique, awesome individuals. There's one in there that I think he's called Tier something. He's been talking with James Rink for a long time. He's been talking with the folks in this on the Earth here for a long time. He talks with, as a matter of fact, he's represented by Goode. Corey, you gotta. If I call you David, don't mind me, please. You have a spirit guide. Your primary spirit guide's name is David, and he's driving me nuts. When they won't be quiet, it just, I can't stop it. Anyway, oh, by the way, Corey's got some really good protection, okay? Not just from these folks that they're calling the Blue that want to be called to this other group of the Blue Avians, but by what runs things. Corey's an awesome man. He's got a important job, and he's protected like yeah. Let's just say, like, don't mess with him. Or let it be at your peril if you're that stupid. Anyway, that's enough about that. The way I've talked before about that Admiral Byrd or Captain Admiral Byrd, whatever that guy was that talked about the Middle Earth thing, about the Antids that went into his head and gave him that vision and everything. These folks, their descendants, they evolved off the same group of these Antids. The ancient Antids, the only thing. Hey, Herky, how you doing there, big man? You gonna come hang out with Daddy? Come on. Herky Daddy video. Come on. Good man. Anyway, they're extremely telekinetic, very powerful, and that's the image they show forth. There's times when David, here we go. Sorry, there's David, shut up, buddy. Please. Anyway, there's times that Corey talks about the. Give me just a second. Or excuse me just for a moment. Okay. I'll talk with David. Anyway, there's times when Corey talks about. No, that was me. There's times when, like, Corey's talked about how they look with the feathers and everything blue avian. They fly around in space. They want to be known as something soft and fluffy and nice and easy. And the color blue can be very relaxing, especially when it's a little bit lighter blue, or a soft medium blue with lighter blue coming off. Remember, those are the frequencies of hope, which is what they want to give us. Excuse me again. And blue avians, believe it or not, especially for us in this country, relates immediately to the blue angels, who are quote-unquote protective. These spheres, they talk about sphere beings and stuff. Okay, they're giving information in a way where it can best be received, in a way it can be understood. It's so funny that I heard, I listened to one of the things, I don't have time to listen to stuff, but I had to go take a look at Corey. Corey and David talked about, how they talk so funny, the way they just say things in a general way. Well, it's not, they're not giving answers in a general way. They're covering a whole lot of material with a few words. I mean, I see that, and it makes me almost feel semi-normal for the way I look at things and think about things and talk about things. Anyway, I got a kick out of that. He also talks about one time this guy calls Tier or something or other, whatever. When I talk to him, he says, just call me, just call me Tier is what he said, and I said okay, and I got TYR, and he said, please TIER, because TYR is like an ancient Nordic figure or god, whatever they want to say, of battle and everything else, and we're not about that. And I'm like, cool, no problem. I talked with them a long time ago. One of my earlier videos when the Antids needed to get off the Earth, the actual ancient ones. So the only thing older than the Antids, by the way, are the Drakh. Okay. So anyway, they need to get off, and they were having a hard time reaching out because of all the junk going on. The NSA, the Anunnaki, through the NSA and other groups, they've been trying to use microwave towers to literally make a blanket that's like a heart field that can cover the planet, so nothing can beam in and out. Of course, that was taken care of, so they couldn't do it. So anyway, the one time Corey talked about Tier going to touch him, and that it felt like soft and everything. Well, that's because he didn't actually touch him. It was metaphysical. Okay, and they are about 8 foot tall, so it's about the same size, but they just project the image of this blue avian, what they're calling blue avian. They just project into everyone's head the image. They go directly into the pineal, and then from there into the hypothalamus, and then into the scanner. It goes in here, and then just goes through the brain. There's a couple other little parts of the brain that's not important. Anyway, so there's just a few things I want to say about it. I really want to encourage everyone to go look at to listen to Corey. Corey Goode, Goode. And he talks a lot with David. David brings up some good questions for him to talk about. He's good for helping present things. David Wilcock is solar plexus oriented, and he likes to really go into the science, the gut thing. But the only time where he really can get trapped, like anyone else, is when you try and take something and expound it into something else using some type of hypothetic scientific process, you know, that's where you fall off. I've talked about that before. Anyway, like sometimes numerology, people take, you know, numerology. What my involvement in numerology on this planet, I made things very simple. It's very much to the point. I was an extremely powerful mathematician. However, I just made it simple so you'd have a little bit of an understanding, okay, of how to do things. Plus, of what something is, and then you use your abilities to go in and feel it, know how to do things about it. Anyway, when I say feelings, I mean intuition, you know, pineal scanner, all your abilities, metaphysical abilities, as well as your physical ones. Anyway, back on track. So I really want people to start listening to Corey. I want you to wake up. I want you to be aware of what's going on. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be made to happen around him. It already is, but there's more coming. There's one point where David and Corey are talking about this enlightenment thing, and that there's something coming, and that they're waiting for a certain group of powerful, very strong, advanced metaphysical beings. Metaphysically advanced beings, people. Folks, that's my kids. That's the Source family. Okay, not all of them, but some of them. One of them, there's Michelle, Emily. Man, there's so many of them. It takes me an hour to talk about all of them. I was talking with, let's see, first Michelle, then Burju, and then Emily. I'll talk more with Emily tomorrow about this stuff, but there's I wanted to talk to them a little bit about what's going on and about Corey Goode, and I told I asked Burju to go look at him and see, and she's picking everything off just right because she gets symbols and everything. She's already been talking with them, but it's, you know, our folks that are helping us in space, okay, or they're, you know, whatever family, they're literally waiting for a certain process to happen. That's been happening for a long time. What's going on in September? Everyone knows on the internet, the end of the world, asteroids, destroy the Earth, la la la. No, that's when things really start cranking up. There's another event that's about to happen next week, and I'm putting this out on the air for a good reason. I'm going to create a situation that needs to be created between Tuesday and Thursday of next week, and it's actually going to be Wednesday. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and tell you, it's going to be Wednesday between 1 and 2 in the morning, or it's going to be Wednesday between 3 and 4 in the afternoon. That's the two windows. So now those of you that I'm about to mention, now you know when to come. Because that's when you have to come. Amazing, huh? How did I know that? Anyway, sorry folks, that's a little arrogant smack at them. These guys are pissing me off. When I talked about the Anunnaki ambassador coming by, talking with him, I mentioned a group of young reptilian folk that had a very, very fast ship, and it wound up getting imploded. Well, there's a newer version of that that's complete now, and that's what's coming into the solar system. And they think they're going to get really funny. They want to mess with these spheres. They talk about this sphere beings, but you know, honestly, that's different beings related to that same thought process of technology involved in these spheres, which they emit energy that is like a dampening field and everything else. They've been trying to use similar energy. Well, they still are using it, trying to help out the situation in Japan with the 3/11 tsunami that caused all this radioactivity to come out everywhere. When they talk, anyway, I'm gonna fly onto something else. I got so much stuff to talk about. But anyway, getting back to the to these kids coming in, what they think might happen is not what's going to happen. But they're going to get spanked. They're going to get spanked hard. And my family member, the Sepoyan source energy dude number 4, and this I don't know what to call it other than a federation. Um, they're they're going to be here. They're going to be here, and it's not going to be a big Star Wars showdown. Um, that's the idea. That's the intent. These other guys that are coming, these other kind of younger reptilian dudes, although this time there's some older folk with them, and they're reptilian. They have a little bit of Drock DNA in them. They kind of make a big deal out of that. They're not going to do what they think they're going to do. So they want to come over here and throw force out. You'll never see them. It's not like they're going to come in the atmosphere or anything. They're going to come out and make a power play, and their intention is messing with some of the spheres and other stuff. Whatever. They're not going to do what they think they are. But they are going to cause something to happen, and that's going to help our friends in space, the ones that have been taking care of us, looking out after us for a long time. Which, by the way, is one of these things these spheres do. Okay? They're ships. They're not beings, they're ships. Corey, I had a bunch of stuff. I need to try to send something to you personally. I just want to throw something out there for now. Trying to think of what else is important for the moment. There's a lot of stuff to say, a lot of stuff that's going to happen. We're a very small part of a huge community, and although everything Corey says is always exactly correct from his heart, he would never lie to you. Corey can't lie any more than I can. Okay? He can't. It's not him. There's not one frequency that leads towards dishonor that's in him. I mean, he's awesome. That's why these folks, I don't have a name for them, the Antid's children, well, I can't say Blue Avian. I can't call them Blue Avians because that's a name they made for something or other. So it's like I can't say that because then I'm like lying. But that's what they want to be known by. So whatever. That's my own personal hang-up. I'm not going to make up a name just so I have my own little name for it. When I see everything, talk to everyone. It's frequencies. I was talking with Tier this morning about some stuff. Also, the Antid ambassador, I was talking with him a few days ago. Things are going to get a little wild, a little nutty, but they're really going to open up soon. And who knows, maybe before 2018 is when we'll actually have an open disclosure on the fact that we have friends in space, and not to freak out. But I have a whole lot of family members that are going to be involved in powerful ways with these folks. Going on ships, cranking them up, or cranking them up from wherever they're at, going on the ships. I've done that. That's fun. Anyway, there's a lot of people here. You don't have to be quote-unquote family to be involved in this. I've had a lot of consults with people, and I've told you, I don't tell everyone that. I'm not here to just make you happy or something. I'm here to tell you what's going on. And when people ask, what they have going on, or if I see that this is something that's going to happen in their lives and they need to know about it now to start preparing their mindset for it, there's a lot of folk that I've talked to that are actually going to be in consultations and other that are going to be talking with these folks independently. It's like they're like a soft form of ambassador. For the people here. There's others that are involved in strategy and some things that are going to happen. The strategy of the rebuilding of the Earth. When I say rebuilding of the Earth, I'm talking about the way we live as a civilization upon it. I don't feel too good using the word civilization because we're not civilized at all. So there's a whole lot going on. But anyway, those of you that listen to me, please take the time when you have it and go look at Corey Goode and David Wilcock talking. Okay. Um, the triangular ships that he talks about, I think it's episode 1 or something. I listened a couple of minutes of 2 and a couple of minutes of 5. I get too much stuff I got to do, and this body will be dead in a few weeks. I got to keep going, but that's all I needed to hear. Some important parts to bring out in the open. And later on next week or after that, it'll be the week after next that I'll disclose some stuff about what's going on. Maybe late next week, I don't know, or early the week after. Anyway, love you, man. Have a good one. And if you have the time, please listen. There's a whole lot of stuff going on there. Okay? Take care.